Hello, hello. Welcome to the show.
Hello,
It's noon on a
how are you?
Thursday. Turn up.
Yeah. Tune in to Cringe-Fluencers.
The silence was loud.
Yes.
How's it going,
Um,
Cam? What's new? How's life? Did we catch you off guard?
like Thursdays come like a lot sooner than I hoped they would. Like it's always like I feel like I have so much time and then suddenly I have no time for
Yeah.
anything and the week is over. So this has been my life in the last like few weeks. Like I feel like where's the time going?
Yeah,
Like
agreed. I totally
have
agree.
you also noticed, and I asked this on Instagram, and people have given me a lot of solutions, and I've been really, really experimenting with things. But have you also noticed that, like, when you're in your 30s, suddenly you simply are just tired for the first half of the day?
Yes. I've been that way forever, though. I never been awake. I've basically been sleeping my entire life. From
Like
baby,
a
like
30-year-old
newbornness.
toddler.
Yeah, from a newborn to now, I've felt the same amount of tiredness essentially. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask. Like I've always had dark circles under my eyes too since I was
Me
like
too.
little.
Do you see these? Like, I've had these, like, eyes forever. Like, I think I have some sort of thing.
Yeah, deficiency. Like I need some vitamin something.
Yeah, but I don't know what.
Vitamin ketamine. I don't know.
Just like I've actually like had blood testing done at some point, and like they always come back like, no, you're fine. I'm like, I'm not fine.
I'm
Just
not
help me,
fine.
help me.
Fix me, please.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're good. That's so funny. Not funny. It's horrible. I'm sorry that you're going through that. But funny for my purposes that kind of is sort of what we're going to be talking about today, at least on my end of the video I've chosen. It kind of goes into undiagnosable issues. Could just be aliens.
Ooh. Oh, it's definitely it's like yeah. Um, Aliens have possessed me, and it's a very tiresome job to keep them in my body. So that's
Yeah.
why for sure. Like
Somebody's
that's
got to
it.
do it.
No other reason possible.
Yeah, when in doubt, just blame extraterrestrials. Are you familiar? Have you ever been tested for Lyme disease by chance?
Oh my god. No. No, I never like why? What like do I look like I might have Lyme disease?
Yes. No, I have
Oh
no idea
shit.
what people with Lyme disease look like. But for those who don't know, Lyme disease, there's two different versions, I guess. And this is my very rudimentary understanding of what's going on with Lyme disease. But there, it comes from ticks. That often live on deer. That's like the one source where if you're like camping or outside, a deer tick gets on you, bites you, infects you, and there's like usually like a mark, and there are some symptoms like I guess flu-like symptoms, like there's different ailments that come with it, and there's tests that you can do to see if you get it or you have it. That's one part. Then there's a second part of Lyme disease where it's like a longer term illness that is sort of undetectable or could be dormant in your system. And there's lots of debate about it, what Lyme disease is and how, that secondary one that's like associated with chronic illness. So a lot of people who have chronic illness or have other disorders often will sometimes also have Lyme or suspect that they have Lyme. So that's kind of the background of what I understand about Lyme disease.
Okay.
Now,
So I have a story.
okay, go ahead.
I don't know if I can interrupt, but I have a story. Like at one point me and um my friends were like out on a walk in Scotland. And we might have taken like a little something and we were like out of our mind, like joyful.
Okay, okay.
So
I like it.
um we're just about to walk into this like field with like grass and like trees and whatever, and my friend is like just takes out her socks and she just goes like, just tell me if I have to put on my tick socks, because she had she had she was afraid of ticks. So she had these socks.
Special socks.
And I just remember this moment where she was just like there being like, I don't know where we're going. I need to know if I'm going to have to put my socks on or not. And she was just standing her ground and just like putting her foot down. And I was
Literally.
like, that was my first like ever experience with someone like afraid of Lyme disease. I was like, what is going on? And we, because we thought there was some sort of path where there literally wasn't.
Like just deer roaming with like millions of ticks on them at all times. That's interesting.
No, apparently they're in the grass too.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
it's not just on animals. Like sometimes
Yeah.
it's in the grass. So
Interesting.
she is very, very sure, even with like that amount.
She was
of
ready. She was taking the preventative
hallucinogenics.
measures. The best medicine is prevention. That's what I always say. That's funny. Okay, so she has specialized socks. I wonder how this. It was just regular socks or like special.
Just like
anti-tick
just
socks?
regular.
Okay.
Regular, but like they're like high enough to like cover the, so that
They're
nothing gets in.
Up to her like chest, just
Yeah.
full on like body socks.
Yeah, it's like a swimsuit.
Kimberly has tick socks, so she's not alone. Your friend's not alone, unless your friend is
Nice.
Kimberly. So you're sharing the story with us. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
funny.
you're going somewhere with that before I interrupted you with this like awkward memory.
Interesting. I like that memory. That's a fun one. And I'm assuming she did not get Lyme disease, so that's good.
No, she did not. So
Okay, good.
yeah,
It worked.
everyone was protected.
Yeah. I like this question from Laura. She says she's not saying it's not real, but why do celebrities always have it? Yeah, I totally am on the same page with you, Laura. It seems like there's certain chronic illnesses that a lot of people, when they don't have, like they don't. So again, there's one Lyme disease you can test for with like blood tests and whatever, but there's also this other version that is untestable and you get diagnosed based on symptom clusters. So it's really like, oh, you have headaches and you have this and you have this. It could be Lyme. I think that's why a lot of people say or think that they have Lyme disease, because they have all these like symptoms. There's really no explanation. So a lot of people tend to go towards like the Lyme train, because there's really no treatment, as far as I know, for that type of Lyme disease.
Wow.
So, I don't know. It's kind of controversial, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you do have a history of like calling people out for fake diseases.
I know.
So
I know.
you would know more about that. I've not been acquainted with these celebrities yet, but I have a feeling today's the day.
Today's the day, baby. Now, yeah, I have a lot to say about that, but I don't know how much I want to share about what I think, because I think chronic illness is a very tough subject and it's complicated. So I'll leave it at that for today. But what is not a complicated subject for at least this podcaster is where Lyme disease actually comes from. Now, we talked about ticks, deer, grass, all that stupid. All that is bullshit. That's not 5D thinking. It's all about the extra dimension, the fifth dimension. And our friend who we've never talked about before, but is now our new friend, the Balanced Blonde, who runs a podcast, very into the wellness, new age stuff.
Right.
Very
She's very
heavily
balanced.
leaning. Very unbalanced in the very much like the scales of like reality and woo woo. She's like woo, like, really woo. So just keep that in mind. But she had a guest on who apparently is like a medium of some sort, intuitive, whatever. And she's interviewing her on her podcast. Now this podcast, if you remember the podcast we did about Rachel Hollis, where she went on the married couples podcast to like get uncanceled, that did not work very well.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Skinny Confidential. So the Skinny Confidential podcast family that they own is Dear Media, which is what this podcast is also a part of. So there always is a little tangential connection to Rachel Hollis in some way. That's my goal.
It's how we find them.
Everything connects back to Rachel Hollis. Okay, so I set that up. Here is the clip in question that we're going to be discussing today.
I worked with a medical intuitive, and she said every time she sees someone with Lyme, it's an intergalactic substance, and it's literally bringing in codes from the beginning of time.
Yes.
I know.
I believe this.
Yes.
This gives me chills down my entire body.
Yeah.
God.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it in those exact words before, but I'm often trying to say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Lyme is a gift.
Yes. Yes.
It is not for the faint of heart.
No.
And it is for the most deeply spiritual people
Yes.
on the planet.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just hear that first part again because I cut off a tiny bit at the beginning just to get the
I
full.
worked with a medical intuitive, and she said every time she sees someone with Lyme, it's an intergalactic substance, and it's literally bringing in codes from the beginning of time.
Okay, so
So sorry, what intergalactic substance? Like, what would that be? Some sort of juice from the galaxy? Like, I don't understand.
it's a special type of tick that comes from planet Grara. No, I guess technically everything is an intergalactic substance. I mean, water came from somewhere, right? The Earth was burst into existence in some way, So I guess technically, yeah, Lyme is intergalactic since everything is intergalactic.
Yeah.
But I don't think
I think
that's
they
what she
mean more
means.
like it's not from Earth.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the part about codes, it brings in codes from beginning of time or whatever the fuck she said. That's a thing in this space, in the wellness / boss babe / manifest your dream space. It's like everything's about code. What's your code for manifesting? What's your code for having a successful business? That's like a very buzzy thing to say now. So that's what she's saying there, that Lyme brings in codes from the beginning of time.
So, like, does you mean like in ones and zeros, like C++, or?
Well, you remember, were we talking on this stream or my own, where it was like light language? And it was like, these people, they go, and they go, I'm going to download some things for you
Oh,
guys.
yeah, we were talking
Healing.
about it.
It was like, like that's a code from whatever, wherever, from the ether.
So, are we now intergalactic computers that we can download into ourselves these codes, or how does it work?
Well, you have to pay $9,997 to receive the codes, no matter what, in earthly money. But yeah, it's supposed to be like if you listen to that and like do the code or whatever, like do the hand movement and repeat. I guess that is supposed to be like, like a cheat code. Like you're supposed to now I'm going to heal my Lyme disease. Blah, blah. Like I don't know. I think that's my understanding of it. I mean, it's all nonsense. Let me just say for the record, this is all bullshit. None of this is real, but I'm trying to discuss it as if it is real.
I've never heard of this theory that you can download intergalactic ticks into your body.
Yeah.
I never heard this. Like, this is the first ever. So, but like, it's interesting what she said. The original blonde, sorry, the ballast blonde,
Uh-huh.
because she said something interesting.
Yes.
She was like, yes, totally. But then she said something else, like this Lyme disease is like
a gift.
it's like a blessing or
Yeah,
a gift.
so-
Yes.
Yes, exactly. So she is someone who thinks or believes that they have Lyme disease, the secondary one, the one that creeps up every so often, the one that, can't be tested for, requires, meditation as treatment. Now I'm saying that in kind of a facetious way, but that's what I think she believes and a lot of people in that space believe. So her description of this is, as someone who's had Lyme, according to her, I have felt for a long time now that Lyme is a gift for some of the most deeply spiritual people on the planet. It may not feel like a gift in the moment, but I can promise you it was given to you because there is something deep inside of you ready to be ignited and remembered. When we come to this planet from another place, our souls are often resonating and vibrating in a higher dimension than this dense earth. That can cause a disconnect between our bodies and our souls, and I find that's when a health breakdown often occurs. So whenever someone tells me they have Lyme, I want to say, get ready for the journey of your life. Alien and rocket emoji. I don't wish illness upon anyone. Well, it sounds like you do. I don't wish illness upon anyone whatsoever, and I'm still dealing with PTSD from my own experiences. But when we take our health into our own hands, we have the power to heal. When we listen deeply, we heal. You didn't get sick to heal, but rather to turn into a whole new being. Who resonates with this?
Turn into a whore. Okay.
A whole new person.
So I still don't understand, like, how exactly is this a gift? She did not explain like how this is a gift to her.
I'm assuming she means because she felt like physically ill that it got her to, become new age, spiritual, obsessed.
Okay, but how does that translate, being a new age spiritual thing, into a gift again? Because, like,
Well,
you know,
she found out that she's above everyone else on the earth, so that's a pretty good feeling to
did
have.
it translate into like money? I'm asking. Like,
Oh
did
hell
she
yeah, this
make
girl's
money?
yeah,
Okay,
she's got some money. She's got a
so
very
what
successful
she means
podcast.
is use your Lyme disease to make money,
Uh huh.
and that's how it's a gift.
Yes, I mean that definitely is a monetary gift that she's received
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
earth,
I
not
think
from the
that's the Earth
aliens,
she got.
not
From
intergalactically.
the intergalactic planetary. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
And a lot of people with
wow.
Lyme, they experience fatigue, like severe fatigue, muscle pain,
Yeah, I don't think
susceptibility
any
to
chronic
other.
illness is
Yeah.
like a gift in any fucking way. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like,
I agree.
no, no.
I agree. If you
Like,
have something
how?
like Joe
In what way?
Dispenza illness where it's like, I've healed myself, and like you don't even really know if he had the illness to begin with, that might be a gift because again, like he can tell the story a zillion times and make money from it. I think you're right. I
Yeah,
think
but you might as well just make up that story like he did, and like you don't need to have it and have the gift. So
you don't need the
you can
gift.
just pretend you have the gift. You know,
Agreed.
it's not like anyone can check if you healed yourself. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you to decide if you're healed or not. And I even
Yeah,
hate the word heal. I'm like so over the word healing and the way that it's used these
I
days
know.
because it's like, first of all, healing is like just a buzzword that means nothing anymore. Secondly, it's like to be healed means that you're unhealed to begin with. And it's like, I don't think we're all starting from a place of unhealed. It's like saying, we're all sinners. It's just another way to say it without being religious. And I feel like that's not true. Like most
Yeah.
people are fine the way they are. If you want to improve, great. But you're not broken, you're not wounded, you're not whatever. You have gone through things. That does not change the fact that you're unhealed, I don't know. It bothers me.
Yeah, I think healing is more of a physical term that has been appropriated for a lot of things that have nothing to do with healing. So I would understand if somebody has gone through something damaging and they have trauma or PTSD and they will see a therapist and they're healing through that. I understand that kind of healing too,
Sure.
but like just other things, like the way it's being used to just kind of sell things, like to like market self-help things, to sell courses and webinars and whatever, like it's so unethical.
Yeah.
I have no words. Like, even in the Time to Thrive seminars that they had, that Tony Robbins and it was mostly Dean's thing, I think, because the Dean is the one sending the emails. So I'm not sure why it's always like Tony and Dean. It's mostly Dean.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe he hired Tony. I'm not sure exactly how that worked, or
He
maybe
just wants to
Tony
be
hired
associated
Dean.
with.
Like,
No, I think it's the other way around. I think Dean hires Tony to be associated because Dean is definitely the one more accused of scams. Like actually legally has been accused of scamming.
yeah. Even in that seminar, they had like people's stories who were like sick or disabled, and how they created this course on their platform and stuff like that. It made me sick to my stomach, because like seeing that, to me, like that was them taking advantage of the most vulnerable people. Because even though, yes, that person maybe created a course, and the course is on their platform, I don't know to what extent they're getting any sales. So it's like,
Yeah, or it's helping people at all deal with whatever they've dealt with.
yeah, but I think ultimately it's some money they put into that. They bought all these courses to have all this mentoring, eventually to put their course on their platform, and in the end get nothing from, like, I mean, it's just, and
Yeah,
these people would be vulnerable. Like,
sure.
they know and they're showing that to people, to be like, look, like, we helped this guy. But I'm like, okay, every time they showed a course by that person, they never shared like, look how many views this had, or like, look how many sales this had. Like nothing.
It's
They
not
were just
about
like, if
that.
it's here, it's because it had sales. It's like,
Yeah.
how do I know that? Like, it doesn't like show. Even if it showed, I would still be like, okay, the slide is made up.
Skeptical.
Like, so
Yeah.
I am very cynical at this point. But like, you know,
It's
it's
all just that
very
emotional tug to make you feel something, to make you feel like, okay, if this person can do it, I can do it. You know, if you help one person, it's worth it. And I hate that line from these self-help people. Like, if I help one person, I've changed the world. It's like, yeah, then why do you cry and go hysterical when you don't make the bestseller list like the first
Yeah.
week? Why are you like causing public scenes, you know, because of that? Like, it doesn't equate, because at least one person has enjoyed the book, I'm sure, or whatever you've created. It's all just bullshit to make you feel like, oh, this is a good person.
Yeah, yeah, and it's similar in this case because she's like using this chronic disease that she has to like market herself, and essentially she's drawing in an audience of people who have chronic illnesses often don't have a lot of solutions because like there's no, like for example, to chronic fatigue, there's nothing that it really can be done. Like they can just tell you to sleep a lot. So I don't know, but I know this person, this YouTuber Megan Ann, and she's talked about having a chronic illness, chronic fatigue, and there's nothing, they
Yeah.
don't have any solution to for her. Like it's just, that's all you've
Deal
got.
with it. Yeah.
Have a good day. Like I mean, that's literally it. So it's like, it's not like if they had any, even if they had solutions that were in the medical sphere, it's still expensive. But
Sure.
then lots of people don't have that money either, so they will be like, okay, well, this is my only resource, this person, this fucking like intergalactic blonde.
Well, it's a better way to look at it too. It's like, oh, it's a gift. It's a good thing. It's a positive. Twist it. Turn it into something, you know, that was a curse that bothers me. Now it's a good thing. Okay, now I feel better. I mean, I get the appeal. I definitely do. I just don't think it's going to ultimately help you in the long
I
run.
don't, yeah, I don't know if that even is helpful, like turning that into a positive. Like I often like fight against this, and like I recently did this on TikTok with people being like, um some guy was like, if you're not happy, then you're not smart. And I'm like, it's
Okay.
just bullshit, because like I
Thanks.
understand the argument, but it's like, it's so validating when somebody looks at you and you're like, it fucking sucks what you have. Like it sucks what you have. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's validating because people are trying like desperately to explain it to people in your life, to people like on the internet, whatever, and nobody understands. And when somebody is like, fuck, that sucks, like like that is validating deeply.
Yeah.
And it's not validating when it's like, actually, you know what? It's a gift. It's a total gift from
You
like
should be
the
grateful,
intergalactic.
actually, you fucking
Yeah,
selfish bitch.
yeah, totally.
It's
It's like,
actually the cheat
no.
code to the universe. So shut up.
And
Yeah.
I don't believe in that whole like be positive and then less stress hormones. But I don't believe it. I think it's
Yeah.
just, it's, I think, I don't know how powerful that is, because I've tried that. I've tried to be like on a daily, and literally like I tried a few days ago. I was like, let me fucking try the whole breathing thing that they keep telling. Like I literally tried it. I was like, okay, because I was having like a stressful day. I'm like, let me try the breathing thing from Jay Shetty's book, because he talked about it like 100 million times. I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. It does not help. Like I'm not helped. Like
You're like, I just
I'm
wasted 20
still,
minutes. Cool. Now I'm behind even more.
yeah. Maybe I'm just like, I'm so against these things that nothing can penetrate. Like
Yeah.
my psyche is like, no. We're like stopping here. But seriously, it doesn't help.
Yeah, I agree. There's different degrees of severity. And I think, these gurus at large will take the most simplistic baseline, basic level, like, oh, you had a stressful day, like a very minimal thing. Okay, here's a tip that's gonna, change your life if you have no other issues going on. But then the more severe or even the middle of the road people who have like deeper issues, it doesn't work for. So I'm with you.
Yeah, I think it needs to be a shallow thing. Like it needs
Yeah,
to be
it's very
super
shallow.
shallow for these tips to actually work. Like they
Yeah,
never work when it's something
bigger
that's not
than.
just like one intrusive thought or something. Like
Yeah, agreed. Before we move on from the Balanced Blonde, I have one more video. It's very short to show you from her. I think we don't have to go into details about it, but I think you'll enjoy it. It's actually one that she went sort of viral for on TikTok. And it has her husband in it. And her husband is also, as all these self-help gurus seem to want to do these days, involve their spouse in their content. It's sort of like an interesting look into their dynamic. So basically, just to set it up, she did a birth. She just had a baby not too long ago, and she did an episode about her birth story. That's a big piece of content for creators.
Like her own or her baby's?
Her own. Her baby's story. So her pregnancy. Okay. So it says, in honor of our birth story podcast episode this week, I couldn't not share our viral car labor video from TikTok. True story, my friends. I was 8.5 centimeters dilated, and he really said this. Nothing in the world will ever top this moment. LOL. Listen to the full birth story on the podcast to hear what happened after this infamous moment. Who's listening? And mamas, who can relate? Okay, so she's being driven to the hospital, and this is what her husband says.
I'm not okay. I'm really, really not okay.
I know. We'll be there in 7 minutes.
Jonathan, I'm scared.
You don't need to be.
Okay, don't. I'm scared. I'm having severe pain.
Just relax.
Don't say that to me!
Oh my gosh, okay.
Okay. So I have multiple comments on this.
Yeah, go for it.
First of all, just relax. Fuck you, dude.
That's what everyone said on TikTok as well. That's why it went viral, because everyone's like, divorce him now.
Yeah, like no, that's it. You can't relax. Why doesn't she use the intergalactic like manifestation to, calm the pain and stuff? Because the pain is a gift right now.
Well, that's what Gabby Bernstein did. Gabby Bernstein did hypnotherapy and had zero pain for her
Sure.
baby. So, she, I guess, wasn't a part of that. She didn't learn that method yet.
Yeah.
So.
With Gabby, I wouldn't be surprised if she had a lot of secret meds being injected into her while she was doing this meditation. But
Yes. Agreed.
I how is she not pissed off that he pulled out a camera? Or did she do it?
She
'Cause
could
maybe
have done
did
it too. Yeah, I think she's the one who likes to record things. I don't know. He's got a job that's he does something with Orange Theory Fitness. Someone told me in my DMs that he owns it or he started it. I haven't found that. I just find that he owns a couple in California. But I don't think he's a content creator. She's the content creator, so it's probably her. But I just think the way that he acted was such an asshole, dismissive.
Yeah.
Can you just relax? Oh my God, stop. It's fine. I hate that. I've never been pregnant. I've never been through labor, but I can imagine how dare you?
I am surprised that this exists because if you're really in labor, I don't want to imagine the pain. I don't want to imagine because in the contraction, the baby wants to come out. It's painful. Most likely, it's so incredibly painful, and then you thinking, oh, let me do a viral TikTok.
The chat is fake. I didn't get that vibe. I don't think she wants to make him look bad. I think she wants to make him look as good as possible, as these self-help people do. So I would be surprised if she was secretly trying to set this up to make him look like a jerk, because he definitely comes off as a jerk.
I don't think she wanted to make him look like a jerk. I think he did that all on his own.
Yeah.
But I think she wanted to do a viral TikTok, I'm in labor, pull out TikTok, let's get this viral thing going, because
true.
people going through stuff like that always goes viral, marriage, babies, things like that. Everyone hits everyone watches. So I think that's why this exists. But no, the asshole part, no, he did that all alone.
Oh yeah, man, everyone thinks it's fake. That's so interesting. I didn't get those vibes. Maybe because I can barely see her face in it, and so I was just going off of what they say, and I'm oh God, that makes him look bad. But maybe it is fake.
I did want to say that maybe it is fake too, just because the whole just relax thing has been like I came across it, so I think it's like either viral or it's just like somewhere, it's around.
Yeah.
um
Interesting.
when he says just relax, so like when I just heard those words, I was like, oh, maybe they were trying to replicate the thing, not because of their own words or whatever, but just because just relax was like on TikTok.
Specifically. Interesting. Well, it's definitely very possible. It seems like, yeah, why would you film this? Number one, why would you post it? Number three, like, he looks like an idiot. So why would you, if you want to portray this amazing relationship, on your podcast, why would you put this? So yeah, it could definitely be like virality as the motive behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So that's her. That's the Balanced Blonde.
I could
Everybody.
never, like, I need to be in like perfect shape emotionally to ever like do a TikTok or anything. Like,
Yes.
I can never, like, when I'm sad, be like,
Let me start
let me just
crying.
pull myself together a little bit and like make a viral thing. Like, I can't. I literally can't. I wish I could.
What if you were exhausted, tired? Do you think you could like share your tips on waking up in the morning? What about that?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that I could totally do.
Speaking of,
Next up, we have our fave. We've talked about her on the channel before. Our fave, Mel Robbins. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and watch. I don't think I have a lot to say except for like one or two massive points.
okay, do you want me to read the description first or after? Or never?
Okay, let's read it if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, this is Mel Robbins on Instagram, obviously. Mel Robbins is our... oh, wait, I had my Mel Robbins glasses, but they're so smudgy I couldn't wear them. But just for this segment, I'll put my Mel Robbins glasses on. Okay. Mel Robbins. She's an inspirational, motivational speaker. She's wonderful. No, I don't like her personally, but here we go.
No.
This is her tip. This morning, the alarm went off at 5:45 a.m., and I felt a major sense of dread. It has always been hard for me to get out of bed. It just is what it is. My husband, Chris Robbins, just rolls right out of bed, but not me. When the alarm goes off, I just want to lay there like a human pot roast, marinating in fear and dread. I know why this happens. Childhood trauma. Girl,
Okay.
I mean, maybe.
What about growing old and
How about
just
just
like,
yeah, no one wants to get up at 5:45. Well, not me.
I could never.
I also have childhood trauma though, so maybe it is just my trauma. I don't think so though. I think it's just I'm tired.
No, this is like fake news, you guys. Like, childhood trauma has nothing to do with waking up at 5.
I know why this happens.
I have loads of childhood
problems.
trauma and I could never wake up before 8. So
Yeah, for real. Okay. That dread in the morning is what I experienced when I was 9 years old and woke up after being molested in the middle of the night by an older kid. My body remembers even now that I'm 53 years old. Jesus Christ. I mean, that sucks, but that's a little far of a stretch, I feel like. But okay, to each their own, I suppose,
yeah.
That seems crazy, but okay. Most mornings, my 5-second rule works like a charm. I just count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then push myself to get out of bed. That's what she's famous for, by the way. That's her only contribution, other than counting back from 5 and high-fiving yourself in the mirror. That is her contribution to the self-help space. Just now she's going to admit that doesn't even work for her. Okay.
Yeah.
But then there are those mornings like this morning that I can't even muster up the energy to use my own damn rule. On those mornings, I slither. It's a really cool somatic method that my therapist, and tags her therapist, has me doing. I'm going to check that later. And this morning, I needed it. So with the pillow still over my head, I asked my husband, Chris, to grab my phone from the bathroom and film me just as I am, butt cheeks and all. So get ready, everybody, for some butt cheeks.
Yeah, there will be butt cheeks.
There will be major butt cheeks slithering out of bed. I know it's super weird, but by God, does it work? Let me know what you experience when you try it. Okay. And without further ado.
Can we just talk for a second about that? Like, why did you just come up with that story in this random description of a random like bed frame? Like, I don't understand because in this like initial thumbnail of the reel, you don't even see it's her. It's like
Just a
just
bed.
bed frame, and then
Yikes.
she's like talking about this serious like childhood trauma thing, and it's like Jesus, like you're not ready for like at
We need a
least
warning, trigger warning.
yeah,
If
trigger
sexual
warning,
child abuse.
something that
Yeah.
makes me think, okay, do I go ahead with this? Because like I sometimes find this to be really like hard when on TikTok. It's like I would wake up and start like scrolling TikTok, and then something like
Yeah.
super triggering comes up. I'm like, okay, I'm not ready for this. Like,
It's too
um,
early.
yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like not the appropriate place. I mean, I guess like your trauma, your business, like you want to talk about it every second, like go for it. But yeah, it does seem a little bit odd. Like, and to draw that conclusion seems a little bit like a far-fetched thing. But, again, who am I to say that? It just seems a little out of place. Like, this thing happened when I was, 9, so therefore I can't get out of bed in the
Sorry
morning.
it happened. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it
no, I
happened.
agree.
Like,
I just...
that is like an awful thing to experience. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know this happened to her. But like, and maybe that's why I'm so like shocked, because like I really didn't know this happened to her. But at the same time, like, I feel like this is not the way to come out with it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, she's talked about it before. In the video that she did with Dr. Amen, the psychiatrist that does the brain scans. We've talked about him a couple times here and on my channel, but she talked about the incident in a lot of detail. So she seems like she's comfortable sharing it publicly, but still, like, if you're not familiar, like you weren't familiar with that was part of her thing. So it's kind of like, whoa, I don't know if I needed to read that today.
yeah, it's kind of like a lot.
Yeah. So anyways, okay, so here we go. Here's Mel Robbins slithering out of bed at 5:49 a.m.
If you have a really hard time getting out of bed like I do, I want to teach you a trick my therapist gave me. So it's 5:49 right now. I do not have the energy to push myself out of bed. And so on those mornings, she tells me to literally slither. Just slither out of bed.
Is she actually
Get onto
talking
the floor.
Yeah.
while
And
doing this?
writhe around and embody that resistance in you. And then when you feel ready, you just crawl. I need my glasses. They're here somewhere.
Yeah, you too.
You just crawl
I found them, Mel. Here they are. They're right here.
toward the bathroom.
I left them at my
and
house.
when you're ready, you stand up. It's weird, but it works. Try it. If you have a really hard time getting out of bed.
Yeah, so she's narrating from underneath the pillows.
Yeah.
I don't know how the sun works over wherever she lives, but 5:49 in Florida is like pitch black. Still.
Oh, this is listen. This is like at this point a set. This is a production.
It's 5:49
She's like
a.m. right
she's
now.
like an Oscar-winning actress right now. Like,
Yeah.
she's playing tired and all that. No, I'm sure it's morning time, but like it doesn't look like 5. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
She really has to, like, she wants to be Rachel Hollis level. Again, I'll bring up Rachel Hollis. Rachel wakes up at 4 a.m. So she's like, well, 5:49 is like, a little bit not as crazy as that, but shows that
Yeah,
I
no.
care about my life.
Jay Shetty too, like back in the monk days.
He was at 2 a.m.
No, that was his mentor.
Oh.
He only managed 4, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Still better than Rachel.
No. But yeah, no, I find this to be, first of all, I do like, I'm not going against the tip. I think the tip works, but this goes against everything she's taught. What happened to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? What happened to like high-fiving you and building that relationship with yourself? What are you saying, like your relationship with yourself at this point, after like all these years of doing everything right and the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and getting rich and la la la? That's still not good.
No.
You still can't get out of bed. Like, sorry, Mel, but what? Like,
Well, I think that's why she threw in that like childhood trauma thing, because it shows like, because then she says the caveat, well, like my rule works every time, but sometimes when I'm traumatized by this one specific event that happened that's horrific, like then, you know, I need extra help. So maybe she's setting it up like, you know, it works for if you didn't go through this, which, you know, a lot of people haven't gone through that. Like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 works. But for me, because I have more trauma than you, then I sometimes have to do this extra tip. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
But then, like, take your own book and put it into the garbage, and like, you know, seriously, because like, what on earth? Like, you literally have been telling people that every like anxiety is cured with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, you
Yeah.
know, everything. Like, did she not say this? Like, she launched herself like a rocket out of bed.
Yes.
That
Every
didn't
morning.
she say? Yeah, she literally said that. Like, she launched herself out of bed like a rocket. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And
Should we
now
sing the
she's
song?
like crawling. Now she's sorry, but now she's scrolling.
She's
going on
slithering,
her
okay?
knees.
She's slithering.
Sorry.
Specifically.
I am shocked at like the lack of, you know, cognitive dissonance.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rocket launching is done.
By the way, can I say this is her next book? Like Slither.
Slithering. Slither to success. My story of slithering through life.
Yeah, because the high five, or you know,
Lame.
she might. Okay, I'll give her this. Like, she's a freaking genius.
Yeah.
You turn like one gesture, like high fiving your mirror, into a book. Like, well done, well done. You know, you can really talk shit like for a long time.
I know.
Into like 300 pages. Like, okay.
Smiling
Same
at
with-
strangers, my tip for success. And it's like 300 pages about like every time I go to the grocery store, I just smile a little bit and then people smile back and it feels good.
Yeah,
The
stretch
end.
that out onto 300 page. Could you do it? Because I couldn't. Like, I don't know how to do that.
Back in 1994, when I was 4 years old,
I never
felt that
smiled.
people never smiled at me. The
Do you
memory
have that
stays.
sound effect? Like the sad sound effect?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I'll get it. When I was 4, my mouth hurt from teething too much, and I couldn't smile at strangers. Therefore, I could not be a successful boss baby.
Yeah. No, but seriously, what is this? I'm so annoyed with this video. Like, I mean, I wanted to share it, and then I was like, no, we need to talk about it on live. Like,
Yeah.
this is bad.
Her husband's like, what do you want me to do? Record your ass cheeks on the floor? All right, baby, let's do it.
I would say she looks great. She looks fantastic.
She's in good shape. I liked her nightgown
Yeah.
set, too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm a
And
stan.
I like the bed. Look at that bed. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. Better than the tent that she lived in, according to her.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
If you didn't watch that episode, go backwards and watch the Mel Robbins episode where she talks about living in a tent for no reason.
Yeah.
Good times.
No, but she's quirky.
She's a quirky girl. Okay, should we do rock, paper, scissors, Jordan Peterson or Kelly Ripa? What are you in the mood for? Diet culture or manosphere alpha male culture? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, let us know.
Men or women?
I'm not happy with either. So it's like,
One is depressing and one, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Well, how would you describe your clip?
oh, it's not. It's a full-on, fully fledged production by Jordan Peterson's company or something. I don't know. It's a company that's called like, or whatever. At the end, there's like a title card said now on Daily Wire Plus.
Oh, Daily Wire. Yeah, that's like a Republican thing, I believe, like a right-wing publication, I think.
Okay, yeah. So it might be just like a Daily Wire production made for Jordan Peterson's like in YouTube and potentially for themselves as well.
Okay.
But it's like, yeah, you'll see.
Okay, I'm seeing in the chat so far, Kelly, Manosphere. We got one Tyler Met. Oh wait, Isabel Amanda. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Isabel.
Isabel says she should have a good crying session because it's okay to cry. You know what? It is okay to cry. And you know who also agrees with that? Heidi Powell.
It's okay to cry.
Because
I can never.
I am not emotionally stable.
And I
Me
see
neither.
that Isabel, same. Girl, same. Isabel is from, it looks like Europe, because that looks like a euro, right? However, it's important to know. I just want to say this. Shout out to our Canadian followers, because Heidi also says this.
We have a lot of really great friends from Canada.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know this one. This is funny.
Okay.
That was funny.
Thank you,
That was
Isabel.
great.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to look at the results. I'm just going to count on my fingers. Kelly,
We have Kelly. Yeah, Kelly has one.
and then
By
one
a
for
lot.
Jordan, and then Kelly.
Yeah, nobody
JP.
cares about Jordan.
No one likes Jordan Peterson. Okay.
And I took Kelly off the thumbnail. I was like, nobody knows who she is. I'm not. Now I'm like,
Well, this video has been wiped from YouTube, but apparently it's still on the magazine website. So, you don't know who Kelly Ripa is at all? Oh, hold on.
no, I had no idea who. I've never heard this name.
Okay, so Kelly Ripa is.
I'm Kelly Ripa, and this
That's
is
who it is. That's Kelly. Okay, so Kelly Ripa is a morning show host. She got her start with Regis Philbin. So back in I think the early 2000s or late 90s, it was Regis Philbin and Kathy. Oh my God, now I'm gonna forget. Oh God, Kathy. Oh my God, for Giffords? No, that's someone else. Anyways, it was a famous show, Regis Philbin and the woman, and she was retiring. So they had this contest to find the next host to be with Regis Philbin, and he's the guy from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He was in morning TV forever. He passed away 2 years ago. And so Kelly won the contest, became his co-host, and then now is still doing it. Now she does it with Ryan Seacrest, I believe. Regis and Kelly, yeah. So that was the show. And it's in the mornings, and they basically interview celebrities, and they do little food segments. It's very old school morning show stuff. She's married to a soap opera star, formerly, he was a former soap opera star. And they have a couple kids, and she does the show. That's her.
Okay.
So that's the background. But she's very famous here. But one thing that she's also known for is that she's very thin and she's in good shape, quote unquote, because she's got a lot of muscular abs, and she's always been that way. And whenever they take pictures of her, paparazzi and stuff, she's always shredded. And so now this is one of those what you eat in a day videos. And a lot of people were like, this is depressing as hell. So I just wanted to watch it because I haven't had a chance to watch it on any, I haven't done a full, segment or video about it, but I think it brings up a lot of diet culture stuff. So.
Ugh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
Yes.
I hate diet culture.
Yes.
Just, it triggers me on a daily basis.
I gotta say, I still struggle hard with it, but the Maintenance Phase podcast has been helping me so much, see sort of the error of my ways. And it really brought to my attention, the ways that I gaslight myself about diet culture, how I look at other people, how I look at myself. It's really, really a good podcast. And I know people that are fans of this show are also fans of that show. So shout out.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, and someone says she's slimmer to Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, sort of. I don't think she's as into wellness, but definitely in her diet stuff. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So trigger warning for eating disorders. Definitely. If you have issues with that, I don't know about this video. She doesn't talk about eating disorders, but I think what she doesn't say between the lines.
The content is, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I'm ready to be triggered. Let's go.
Okay. Here we go. Here's Kelly Ripa's what she eats in a day.
everything I eat in a day.
Now this is supposed to be entertaining, by the way.
Okay, here I go. I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do is I take a glass of water, and I have something called Get Off Your Acid Daily Greens, which is spirulina, spinach, kale, all ground to a powder that you mix into water, and it is for alkalining your digestive system. Then I have
whatever that means.
a large coffee with ghee, and I blend it in the bullet. And
Can we pause
while I'm
for a
having
second?
my ghee,
Yes.
I have my
This is very Rachel Hollis. I need
I
my
know.
disgusting green
It's the worst.
thing in the morning.
Yes.
But also that the name of that product, what was it? Get off your acid.
Get off your acid.
Sorry, what? How much did you take last night?
Get off your acid, you lazy bitch. Slither out of bed and get off your acid and drink your protein shake, you loser.
Like, so if you have an addiction to like meth, take the get off your meth.
Get off your
green thing.
marijuana. Protein powder.
What does that mean? The acid thing. I have no idea what that is. Like, so weird.
Alkaline stuff, I need to like investigate further, but I know Tony Robbins has a whole ass like series about alkalining your food and how important it is. Like different foods have different alkaline numbers, and this is alkaline water, and there's an MLM about alkaline water. So it's sort of I don't know enough about it to be like, it's complete garbage. I don't know. It could be. But I know it definitely is in that, in that wellness space. Alkaline water and alkaline foods are big.
Right. So it's not just plain water. It's just some other
Special.
more expensive water. Okay.
Yes. You need like some,
Yeah,
you either
fair
buy it in a
enough.
bottle or you get a machine to do it. And the ghee is like butter, but it's like very much Ayurvedic. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like a something that's sort of associated with like the yoga world. There's a certain way to eat and things you have to eat. Like, you ever heard of oil pulling or dry brushing? Any of those things?
I've heard of oil pulling, but I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, you put like oil in your mouth, like coconut oil, and you like keep it in your mouth for like 30 minutes to an hour, and it's supposed to like pull out toxins. It's a very much like, it's like 20 different things that you do in the day to like start your day to like get your body, right, aligned. And ghee, butter, is one of those things that you're supposed to eat because it's makes you
This is making me think
holier.
of that bulletproof coffee. Does anyone have bulletproof? Have you ever had? Have you heard of it? So this is very like different, but just the fact that she's having that and then coffee, it's like you could just mix them, because it's like the bulletproof coffee. Basically, it's like a concept that is essentially saying that your coffee can be even stronger, like 10 times stronger, and like that means you just put like a bunch of butter into your coffee. So can you imagine? Imagine how disgusting like that sounds. Ugh. Like, can you, like, you just take like a big chunk of butter
yeah.
from your fridge
Put
and
it
you
in your
put
coffee?
it into your hot coffee. Like, can you imagine like the melting?
I've seen
like,
people do
disgusting
that.
thing.
Like put butter in their coffee. I'm like, what is this? And I tried it once. I'm like, this is not good. But I mean, to each their own, I suppose.
I could never get close to that. That's that. I know for a fact that my taste buds would not survive. Like, it's terrible. But that's what she could do. Just put the butter thing, the whatever, into your coffee. Because nobody has like time for 17 steps. Just combine them.
Well, I think she also, like, because you'll see throughout this video, she doesn't have much, that like separating everything probably feels better. Like, oh, I had this thing, then I had this, and then I had this, as opposed to like, I had one little tiny meal all day and I'm starving. It's like, oh, I had 25 little things.
Yeah.
And I see in the comments people are talking about Chris Carr. Chris Carr's on my list. She's someone who, do you know who that is?
I know who that is, and I'm so excited that you're looking into her.
She's friends with, she's good friends with Gabby Bernstein.
She's good friends with Marie Forleo.
Interesting. Yeah. So she allegedly, and there's a lot of allegedly involved in Chris Carr's story, but allegedly cured her own cancer holistically, similar to Bella Gibson, who also, holistically cured her cancer and then got caught for not actually having cancer. I'm not saying that about Chris Carr, but there is some speculation that the cancer that she had was actually not possibly what she really said it was. Like a lot of different like clarifications that need to be made before I fully believe the story.
Well,
But
Joe
yeah.
Dispenza also cured his own spine from a mortal accident. So, everything is possible when you're
Anything's
deluded.
possible.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Let's keep going
Okay,
with
okay.
Kelly's morning
So
routine.
she's had 2 drinks so far. She's had coffee and a get off your acid, and now she's gonna have something else,
I can't get over that.
some sort of pills, I guess.
I should send that to my friends, and they'll be like, "No, thank you."
I'm good, thanks. Okay. Here we go.
Persona morning supplements, which is my foundational vitamin, my multivitamin, ginger, and my probiotic. And so that's phase one. Then I host my morning show.
Okay, so she's hosting her morning show. There's been not one solid food consumed at this point, just saying. Before
This is
her
all
job.
vitamins.
It's all vitamins and
They don't
water.
solve hunger.
Yeah, I guess the ghee is probably the most, caloric thing, but
Yeah, thank God for that.
yeah, thank God for ghee. Sponsor us, ghee. Okay.
You're going to say, Kelly, do you eat anything? Not before I talk on the air. So I don't have any sort of chewing food before I talk on the air. When we're finished, what I will
On the
have
air.
is a green apple cut up, and then I take 2 tablespoons of almond butter and a teaspoon of cinnamon. I blend it all together and I put the apples in there and I eat that like a porridge, if you will. And that is my first chewable food of the day. I work out.
So the show is like an hour long, I think. So she goes, and it's in New York City. So she's commute there, go to the show, host the show, and then she treats herself to an apple with small amounts of almond butter, and she calls it, the thing that's like kind of like triggering or concerning is the way she's chewable foods, like diversifying your foods into like chewable, non-chewable. It just seems a little bit, she's thought about this. Like there's a plan in place here.
It's a recipe for an eating disorder.
Yeah.
I would say, in regards to this, I think it's a bad idea. Like, obviously, not everyone has the same body, not everyone has the same problems. But for example, when I posted on Instagram a few days ago and I said that I'm tired, some people messaged me, and I am so grateful because, like, excellent advice all around. Not like this, nothing like this, but people were like, look into your sleep, are you sleeping enough, are you eating protein in the morning? And that day when I posted, I had cereal, I had cornflakes in the morning, and I was like, no, I didn't actually have protein this morning. And I felt tired for hours and hours and hours, and then the next day I did try it, and I did feel better. So I don't know if it was like I just had a better night's sleep. It just so happened that I had, like, it could be like a lot of variables in there. I don't know if like the protein directly like impacted me, but like I was convinced, like, after that I'm like, okay, no, this is a great tip. Like, protein in the morning, like eggs. I had eggs.
Yeah.
So it, like, now I'm just thinking, fruit is not bad though. So fruit is great. It's healthy. But did she have it like in that blended paste thing?
Well, that was the dip. So, and to me, cinnamon has 0 calories. So I don't know why she'd limit the amount of cinnamon, but 2 tablespoons of almond butter, tiny, and then and then some cinnamon for taste, and then dipping 1 apple into it after like being up, I'm presuming, for a while, because she has to get makeup and hair, host the show. So it's been hours at this point. And I'm not trying to analyze her and like shame her, judge her. It just seems like,
This is like, I say this is bad advice for most people. I think you need to eat in the morning. You do. Like, if you don't, and I've done it for so long, for years, because I was like, I'm not hungry, I can just survive on coffee, and and I did for like a long time. I can't do that anymore. So maybe it's like an age thing too. Maybe like when I was in my 20s it was fine. Like, now it's not anymore.
Yeah, it just seems like if nothing else, like just throwing all the judgment out the door, this just seems boring at the very minimum. Like, the worst, or the not the worst, the nicest way. It's just, this is a boring way to live, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so she had 1 apple, 1 get off your ass, 1 coffee, and some almond butter so far. Now she's gonna work out.
Usually after I wrap for the day. I work out 7 days a week. My body wants to work out typically when I'm at work. Most people that write into our show or DM us or send text messages or however they communicate with us now will always say, oh, I watch your show while I'm on the treadmill at the gym. And I think to myself, yes, that makes sense because if we have a holiday long weekend and we have a pre-tape show, I will watch the show while I work out at the gym. Then I move on to what I consider brunch, if you will, because I eat lunch at such a weird hour. It's really like a breakfast lunch. I have a big salad of microgreens with avocado and toasted nuts on top. Sometimes I have pine nuts, sometimes I have pumpkin seeds, sometimes I have walnuts, sometimes I have cashews, whatever I'm in the mood for. The avocado toast kick of 2015 to 2017 was 2 years where avocado toast was pretty much the foundation of my diet, and I had it with just about every meal. Sometimes I would fry an egg and add that on top. Sometimes a piece of cheese would accompany the avocado toast. But the avocado toast was a real staple of my diet. And they have one at Café Gitan downtown. It's delicious. If you have the opportunity to have their avocado toast, I would take that opportunity.
Like, why does she give it up if she loves it so much?
I guess she got bored of it if that's all she had every day.
Yeah, and 7 days a week workout, I agree. Like, give your body a break, man. But also,
I would say though, I
business.
think it's I wish I could exercise in the morning. I really wish, like, I think it's a great way to like wake you up.
But she's exercising
I can.
after her job, so it's like after work for her. So it's really not a morning work. It's morning time because of her schedule, but it's really not a workout when she's first up.
I can't do it until like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Like
that's when I work out. Yeah.
I wish I've always wanted to, like, I forced myself sometimes to be like a morning person and wake up early and, like start. I can't even start work until 12. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, we're just to quote Kelly, my body just doesn't want to.
My body just really wants to not work.
My body doesn't want to work.
Disagree.
And it's annoying because then I have to work until really late at night, and I hate that. Like, I wish I could start. I don't know. Maybe I need to get like off my phone. I think I'm constantly on Instagram.
I'm addicted. I'm on Pokemon Go like constantly now. That's my new obsession. I mean, I was on it before.
How is that new?
It's not.
That was like 3 years ago.
I know. It's really not new at all. My obsession with it, my recent obsession has like returned. So, I don't know. Because when I was sick, I couldn't work out, but I wanted to like move a little bit. Like once I started to feel better, at least by the end of the sickness. So I like would walk and do Pokemon Go. And I remembered how fun it was. And now I'm like, can't put my phone down.
Oh, wow. That was addictive?
It's fun. I know. I like to like go all in on certain things until like I kind of like her and avocado toast. Like I'll just eat it until I'm sick of it and then I won't ever touch it again. Like that's how I'm on Pokemon Go right now. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna ride this wave as long as it takes. Yeah. And then I won't look at it for like probably another 3 years.
Yeah, you probably get sick of it.
Yeah. That's just me. But okay. So now she's worked out and now she had a microgreen salad because no longer avocado toast for some reason.
For dinner, I have usually a smaller version of the same salad that I had for lunch.
Same clip.
And then I have either mixed grilled greens or whatever's in season. I try to eat whatever is in season in terms of vegetables. And then I have usually some sort of like plant protein mixed in there, like a grilled tofu. Sometimes I'll have a fried tofu. Sometimes I have some sort of tahini. And that's pretty much my diet, except for like snacks. Like I have handfuls of nuts, lots of raw cashews, lots of raw almonds, lots of raw pistachios. I never eat more than a handful, but I have several handfuls a day. I try not to have that many cheat meals because cheat meals leads to sort of like a cheat lifestyle at my age. And this is at my age, so.
That's a quite black and white term or way of thinking. Like, if I slip up, my whole life is out of control. That seems like a little not healthy.
And the cheat meal thing is pretty damaging, I think.
Yeah. I just think it's
Because
like,
like you should just allow yourself to eat whatever you want. Because like when you just think of it like that, like, oh, I'm just gonna cheat on my diet, then you you love it. So you'll be like, you won't
love
be able
it.
to stop it.
I can't
So
stop.
but if you have like just a little bit, like, I don't know, I never stop myself. So
Yeah. I like, I don't know. There's like debate about the cheat meal thing. And like, yeah, I can understand. Like, I definitely think like, okay, this meal is not a healthy meal and I'm going to do it anyways. But I consciously am like thinking like, okay, like let's not do this tomorrow type thing. So I get that, and I, sort of struggle with that. But like the part that really sticks out to me is that, a cheat meal leads to a cheating lifestyle. I'm like, how? Like, that is not. She's so strict. Like, how could you possibly think that that's going to happen to you, Kelly? Like, I've never
because
seen a
she knows
stricter
she can't
diet.
trust herself with that. Because like the cheat meal that she's talking about is probably stuff that is like, chocolate, fast food, stuff that is like nice, tastes good. It's like, you want more. So she knows that like she can't ever allow herself to taste it again, because then
She'll
she will love,
she'll
she'll
lose the
want it more.
diet that she's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Okay,
damaging. I don't believe.
totally.
I hate that whole thing. Like, no, just eat. If you want chocolate, have chocolate. Like, like, just have half a chocolate. Let's see if you just get fat. Like, you don't get fat from half a chocolate. You don't.
She's got a lot of room for, I think, wiggle room. Like, to have 2 handfuls of peanuts, my God, I think you'll be all right. You're working out 7 days a week. You probably can handle it in your, frame, but I don't know. The sad story that sort of is not a personal story, it's my friend, but my friend and I, she actually lives in New York now, and I went to see her, but we kind of had a falling out because I had made a couple comments about her mom, because I have a lot of issues with my mom. So when she was telling me stories about her mom, I was like, damn, that sounds pretty bad. And one of the things that she was telling me was that her mom sent her this specific video, and said, you should try this. And
Oh my God.
and my friend is thin, super skinny. Not that it matters, but she's super thin, like does not need to lose any weight at all. And I said, wow, that's fucked up. And she got mad at me because, like, that's her mom. But we got over it because I just saw her recently. So it's passed. We've passed that hurdle in our relationship. But yeah, this video is infamous in my life.
I wonder what it is with moms that they always have to comment on weight. Like,
Don't get me
but
started.
I don't think this happens. Does it happen with men? If we have any men in the
Yeah,
chat, like,
I guess I
let
can't
us know.
speak for that.
But girls, like, me, I always get comments from her. Every time she sees me, that's the first thing. Like, we don't even say hello, she's already told me I'm fat. Like,
You look good, you look fat, you look bad, you look better, you lost a pound. It's always a comment on something. Yeah.
yeah. For
What have
me,
you
it's
been
always that
doing?
I'm too fat.
I'm sorry.
So-
You're not at all. And like, what does that even
it's
mean
fine.
anymore anyways? Like, what is fat? What is too fat? What is too big? Like, I don't know.
It's
relative.
I don't know. My mom has had like she has like weight issues. She's her entire life she has like wanted to she's gone on diets and she's lost weight sometimes, but because the diets are so strict, like obviously she can't support them for too long, so then she will start eating normally and she will gain the weight back and then she will hate herself, so she's done this cycle so many times.
Sure.
And so I understand where it's coming from, but like I don't think that she understands that those comments are damaging and they just keep perpetuating that. Like, does she just want me to go on those diets and do the same thing that she's done?
Probably.
That has never really worked because, like, in the end, she never manages to sustain it because, of course, she can't. Like, it's impossible. These diets are like made like that on purpose so that you lose weight, so that you think that the diet works, but it doesn't work because
Can't
then you
keep it
have to
up.
stop it. Yeah.
I think it's done and out of like probably love, quote unquote love. Like, well, women, or people or mothers think like they were judged on their looks and their weight, and like they're trying to help you. Like, look, I struggled. Don't struggle because just be skinny and don't do what I did and like fluctuate. And it's like the intentions might be positive in that way, like positivity. Like, I just want you to have a fun, good life. And you have to be skinny to do that. That's been the standard set by men for women for a long time. I just feel like now in the modern world, it's not that way anymore. Or, maybe, or I just don't care. Like, I don't have to be universally loved by everybody. I just have to have the people in my life that I want there to appreciate me how I am, as opposed to like everyone needs to look at me at all times and think, wow, hot babe. But that's what our parents think, I think sometimes. That's
Yeah,
their
you know what
goals.
they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Um, yeah, I think it like parents use
Amen.
that a lot. Like, I'm mean to you because the world is mean and I
I
need to
love
prepare you.
you.
It's like, are you preparing me or are you giving me PTSD? Like,
Actually, the world's nicer than this household that I've come to
yeah,
find.
exactly.
Weird. Once I leave,
I'm like,
everyone's really nice to me. I
yeah,
agree.
I guess you prepared me.
Yeah, you prepared me for nothing. I'm actually more damaged now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. Let's wrap it up. She's almost done talking about it. She's done with her food. Now she's gonna justify everything that she's done.
If you're younger, enjoy that aspect of your life. But at my age now, I find that it takes too much effort to get ready, so I just stay ready, if that makes any sense.
What?
On my birthday, will I have cake? Of course, I'm not a monster. At Christmas, do I eat cookies? Yes, I'm a human being. But in general terms, I try not to cheat too much. What I will indulge in is like a delicious chocolate covered almond or chocolate covered cashew, some sort of like, so I still feel like there's something healthy in there. I also have been making a chia pudding, like delicious chocolate chia pudding. And then right before bed, I have like a giant ginger turmeric tea. And then I take my evening Persona supplements, which have
I like that there's like
recently incorporated a
100,000 there.
CBD.
It's
I
like,
take
I
my-
wonder why you need 25,000 supplements.
That was a good stock image. I take my nightly fistful of pills and then wake up and do it again.
It's like, yeah, I need to supplement on like everything because
Lord.
I don't eat food. So,
Yeah. I think that was an
needs to
editing
keep me
error,
alive.
but geez, my nightly pills.
And
And
I like
CBD.
how she's like, do I eat for Christmas? Yes.
One cookie.
Do I have cake at my birthday? Yes, of course. I'm not a monster. Like, okay, but you know that
It's
there's
2
more
days of
than
the
2
year.
days a year. Yeah. What about the other
Yikes.
363 days? What do you do
Yeah.
then? My sister's done the
Almonds.
chia seed thing once. She
Okay.
made well,
Pudding.
probably not the same exact thing, but it was with different whatever flavor. But it it's very heavy. It's very heavy.
You don't want that.
I didn't love it. Didn't love it. Like it was good, but like you need a very small. Like you can only eat like a very small portion because it's like heavy on the body.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I'm not against it, but I'm a cake person myself.
It's
Just give me a
it's
chocolate
very
cake.
it's very good. Like the taste is very good, but and it's
Chocolate.
seeds are good. So but like I don't know. I mean, I guess she needs to have a lot more because she doesn't eat. So
Yeah, it just
sorry.
seems like
This is me.
if you liked this diet and it was like, oh yeah, I love it. Like I just love almonds. I don't like cake. I don't know why. I just don't like it. It just seems like, yeah, someone said in the chat like a woman convincing herself that this is something she likes. Like, no, I love this, and it's like, do you? Because your face looks like this. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
pained while you say all these things. No, this diet is amazing. I love it. My body's begging for it. It's like, ooh. Okay.
And I would say like lots of those supplements. First of all, supplements are not always regulated. I would say that.
Never,
Um,
barely. Yeah.
yeah, they're barely regulated. They don't qualify as medicine, so they don't need the same regulations. They just like go like, oh yeah, whatever, like everything
Yeah,
works.
this will cure you from whatever
So
you
they're
have.
yeah. So and often I've seen I've read articles that said that lots of them are just like they work on the placebo effect. Like you think you're taking something, but the placebo effect never works like fully. Like the placebo
Yeah.
effect only works like something like 20% of the time, or 20% of the amount that like an actual thing would work. Obviously, like I'm not a scientist. This is just like based on articles that I've read and stuff. But these like the actual vitamins that she needs to supplement with, you know where they can be found?
Food.
In food. Like,
Actual food. Yeah.
yeah, if you could just eat food and you don't need 17 million pills a day. Like,
Yeah, just can't be good for your belly. Like someone said it too in the chat, but like I took a vitamin one time before eating. I was like throwing up. I was like, oop, this was not a good idea. Like I threw up immediately because like your stomach needs something in it to like, kind of break it down from what I've heard. And yeah, like I from then on needed to eat something, like even a little bit of like protein bar, something just to eat it. But I was like in college and I was like, I'll just take my vitamin before I go to class. And I was like, immediately. So
God, wow.
personal
No,
anecdote.
it never happened to me, but I know that it can have a difficult effect on the liver because the liver has to like do the work of getting rid of the toxins, and
If
if you
only
give
they
it
did
like
the light
so
code,
many,
yeah, the light code liver cleanse codes, then they could be healed.
should I get off your acid, but don't get off your like fistful of supplements? Like,
Yeah, keep that.
I mean, like it's fine to take supplements when you need them,
Sure.
but like it's not a replacement for actual food.
Yeah, I just think the underlying, it's like whatever she's saying, this diet is fine. To me, it seems like insane and I would never want to do this to myself, but like to each their own, live your own life. I don't care. But it just seems like the way she talks about it all, each one, almost there is a caveat of like, or like, but I don't know, I'm like reading her eyes or maybe what she's not saying, but it just seems like I'm doing this to please everyone and I hope it's working, please. Like, I hope this is like this sacrifice I'm making of my body and my life is worth it so that you watch me on TV. That's how it comes across to me. And that's the sad part to me. Cause like, if you like this, great.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like she likes it.
She seems very aware of what people think. Like
Yes.
she's like, I know you think I'm like not eating. I agree
not,
with you.
But on Christmas, I have a cookie, so get off my
Don't worry.
acid.
My cookie really is just like it's so powerful. Like I don't need it for a whole year. Maybe that's the way to do it. Just like have like a terrible like chocolate cake, so then you never want chocolate cake again.
Yeah. Here's a question. Here's a philosophical question for you and for everyone at home. If you could take a pill that would permanently take away your sweet tooth or your desire for anything unhealthy, would you take the pill? But you can never enjoy those foods again. Would you take it?
No.
but you'd be so healthy. All you'd want is healthy food. So you'd be like probably super ripped.
No. I like to think I eat quite healthy anyway, but I do like sweet things. I think,
too.
and I came across something that linked this to depression. Of course, well, I was not surprised, but apparently, like people who, I think this is what, like, I don't know if I remember it properly, but I think it was something like if you uh have depression and you find yourself needing like sweet things, it's because the sweet thing releases some dopamine and you're like in such a deficit that you just need some more.
That's me.
And I was like, that makes so much sense. Like because I need it. I don't have a lot of things, but I would have like a few yogurts during the day that are like sweet.
Ugh.
And plenty of fruit, like
several
so much
yogurts
fruit.
turn into a million yogurts if you're not careful.
Yeah, yogurts are the best.
I definitely have a huge sweet tooth. I actually have like my Finsta, which is the one I use to like look at everybody, is like a sweets account, like a sweets like dessert stan account, basically, like just me talking and showing different desserts that I love. I definitely have a sweet tooth, and it veers into too much, I think, sometimes, like because it's an everyday thing. Like I want candy every day, I want sugar, I want desserts every day, so I have to try to like wean myself off, because sometimes my heart beats so fast, I'm eating sugar and my heart feels like it's going to come out of its chest. I'm like, whoa, let me slow down. I don't want to develop anything, but I don't think I could either. I couldn't give it up.
Yeah.
I
So I guess like this like faint memory of this article that I read kind of checks out for the two of us since we both have depression. We both
Yeah.
like it.
I definitely, but I don't have any vices. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke weed. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything. So like sugar is my one thing I give myself, or I feel like compulsorily tied to. Compulsively tied to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, if that's all I have, that's not too bad. I can deal with that.
I'm the opposite. I have alcohol. I do all of it. I'm kidding. No,
I used to do both. Now I just do sugar.
I do drink alcohol though. Like I don't drink a lot. Actually, since I moved to Romania, I think I've been out like maybe 10 times total. Drinking. People in Romania drink a lot less than in Scotland. Like I went out last night with someone and we had 2 glasses of wine, and then she was like, "Oh my God, I woke up and I have no hangover." And I was like, "Why would you have a hangover? We drank 2 glasses of wine." And she's like, "Well, you don't think 2 glasses of wine is like a lot of wine?" And I was like, "No, I come from Scotland. Are you kidding me?"
That's just like getting started. That's like pregame.
That's like what you get in the morning for work.
Yeah, the morning wine.
It's just just like right alongside your coffee. I'm kidding. I never had alcohol in the morning. I think that would be rank. But
I did. Not like by myself, but I definitely drank in the morning for like brunches, big mimosa fan, like pre-gaming for football games, drinking as soon as like if the game's at noon, I mean, you're drunk by 10 a.m. Definitely have done that in the past.
No, never. I can't. 10 a.m. is no.
Oh yeah, taking shots. One time, my college was playing in Dublin or in Ireland, and because of the time change, the game was at like 7:30 in the morning. So everyone was at the bars watching the game at like 7 a.m. So everyone was drunk. It was really fun, I gotta say.
See, that I understand. I understand. You stay overnight. You're drunk the whole time. Like that's fine. I understand that. But
no,
waking
I woke up at 5. Started drinking at 7.
No, that's not how you do it. You have to ride the whole night. Like
no, I'd be dead. I would be literally dead if I had to stay out all night till
Kayla,
like 9 in the morning drinking.
I can promise you would not be dead because I can tell you there's like a country of 5 million people that do this every weekend.
Oh my God, till that early in the morning?
Are you kidding? Like this, like everyone is like, "Oh, what have you been doing?" "Oh, I've just been on like a 3-day bender." Like that's a thing in
I'm too weak.
In Scotland.
I'm too weak of a person. If I have any like tummy problems, I'm like I can't move. So
if there's any like Scottish people in the chat, like they would be like, "What?" Like, no, you don't wake up at 5. No. Seriously, like it's insane how they drink in Scotland. Like it's insane.
I believe it. Oh, and I've been to Scotland once, and I can agree. I can attest to it. I went on a stag do sort of thing. We joined a stag do and drank like the most amounts of alcohol I've ever drank in my life. So, but those days are behind me for now. I'm 31 now, so I have to start caring about my liver functioning. Honestly, I gave it up because the pandemic was starting. I was needing a break from alcohol, and then the pandemic happened, and it just was like I wasn't going out, so it was just easier. And now it's like, okay, well, I'm not really missing it. I didn't like hangovers ever. I'm not partying. Everyone's kind of moved on with their lives, so it's like, okay, just makes more sense just to give it up.
Yeah, that's good. Look at this. I've just sent you a link on the guest chat. I think we need to watch this.
Okay.
Because I feel like people don't believe me, but maybe they will believe Trevor Noah.
Oh, Trevor Noah says something.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I had to show you this. I'm so sorry. I've derailed this entire chat, you guys. But like,
Kelly's done. Kelly's over. She was just talking about her what she doesn't eat at night. So I think we're good. Okay, well, let's see.
Yeah, I think did you go on a hen do or a stag do? Because a stag is for men.
Yeah, it was a stag do. We met up with these guys that the guy was getting married the next morning at the first bar that we went to, and he's like, "Come on with us," and we went on the do with them.
Nice.
It was interesting. It was very fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was a very fun experience. And we met some Irish cops that were in Scotland visiting. I was like, all right, cool.
Nice.
That's my experience.
Blending those accents.
I was like, oh, you're from Scotland? He's like, no, how can you not tell? I'm like, I can't tell at all. Believes me. Okay. Here's Trevor Noah. This is Keya's. This is Cam's video. She wanted me to play.
I did learn something that I wish to share with you, and I hope you will not suffer the same ills I did. If you do go to Scotland and you are ever offered a drink, don't. Because you see, the Scottish, unlike us, we drink to enjoy. The Scottish drink to die. I used to think the Scottish had an accent. I've now learned that's just centuries of people trying not to throw up. That's all that is. Ah, right, what you do, oh, ah. Yeah, that is never happened. Oh, ah, you treble dragons, oh, that, oh.
That's funny. Should I keep playing it, or is there more?
Oh, yeah, keep playing, There's more.
I made that mistake myself. I was doing shows in Edinburgh.
That's right.
And after one of the shows, I left the venue, and my friend Mick was waiting for me backstage, and he was like, oh, Trevor, how was your show? So it was really good. Mick, how was yours? He's like, oh, not too bad, not too bad. You know what, me and the lads were going down to the pub, gotta grab a drink. You want to join us? And I said, no, I don't really drink, Mick. I'm just gonna go home. He's like, oh, it's not about drinking, right? We're just gonna hang out, right? Just grab a wee little drink. And that's where he got me. Scottish people do that so well. They're like, oh, wee little drink. It makes it sound harmless, doesn't it? Oh, just a wee little drink. Sounds tiny. A wee little drink. Yeah, wee little. Nothing sounds dangerous like that. Yeah, what happened in Nagasaki? Oh, they dropped a wee nuclear bomb. Doesn't sound that bad. It was like a wee little drink. I was like, oh, you know what? Let's have a wee little drink. And so I joined him. And we went drinking. I don't remember. I do remember waking up the next day in my bed, partially dressed, shirt on the floor, pants still on, left shoe on, right shoe on the pillow beside me, and my head pounding. You know, you can hear your heart beating inside your head.
Yep.
And so I get up and I'm like, oh, I feel horrible. And as I stand up, I could feel the vomit coming. I could feel it. Yeah, I could feel just like, it did that thing. But I held it. I control that. Because if there's one thing you should know about me is I don't throw up, okay? Let's just get that straight right. I don't throw up. I control myself. When I see people throwing up, I'm like, you're weak. Control yourself. You're weak. This is my body. This is my temple. I control it. The body tried. It was like, I was like, no. My body was like, come on, man. I got it. I was like, no. No. Breathe. Had it in check. Went to the kitchen. Started to make some breakfast. And as I poured the milk into the cereal bowl,
Oof, I couldn't eat.
My body was like, hey, Trevor? I was like, hey, what's going on, buddy? Hey, do you mind if I burp? Of course I don't mind if you burp, buddy. You burp all the time. Yeah, because I'm going to burp right now. Just a standard everyday burp. I was like, I don't know why you're warning me. You never warn me usually when you burp. You usually burp. I just wanted to let you know it's just a burp. You don't have to worry about it. I was like, okay, well, go ahead and burp. I was like, okay, well, here it comes. And my body was like, burp. Yeah, but then I caught it in my mouth. I caught it all in my mouth. I mean, oh yeah, judge me. Judge me. The only reason you know the taste is because you're alcoholics. You're gonna judge me. We've all done that before, and I'll have you know that's the classy thing to do. You catch it in your mouth so you can handle your business in the toilet. Caught it all in my mouth. I ran to the toilets. I threw up. It was the worst feeling in the world. I don't even drink. Throwing up is now an added reason to not. And you know when you're throwing up, the worst part for me is the dry heaving. You know when you're done, everything is finished, but still, like that's when I know that humans aren't as evolved as we think we are. Because your body and your brain at that point, there's nothing left. There's nothing there. And still whoa, there's nothing there. There's a whoa, there's not, and we're all in that position. It's not gracious. No one's looking cool. Everyone is there, like you're just like, everyone is in that same position. There's no one who throws up in a cool fashion. No one's there like, oh, no one. Every single one of us, we're reduced to a pile of pain. Oh, it's finished. It's been a
I think there should be like a poll, like who can handle more alcohol, Australians, Scottish, or New Orleans NOLA people.
No, the Scots will win. Sorry.
To Australia?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Look, Keya, like the Scots, they're built different. Like these people,
Built different.
I swear to God, like I have never seen people just go so mad with drinking and and then still be fine. They're fine. The next day they're like starting again. Like it's just
Yeah.
I've never seen it in my
Skill.
life. Like this was I was always like after like 3 beers, I'm like, okay, it's time. Like my ex was not happy. Like I was always like, I'm done. Let's go home. And he'd be like, "Why are you kidding? It's only 12. Like it's not even 6 a.m. Like wait,
It's not even 6 a.m. Oh my god. Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
because too, like the sun comes up so early. At least in the summertime, it's like the sun is back, or the sun doesn't go down till like 2 in the morning. So it's like light out. It feels like it's like midnight, or it feels
It
like
never
it's,
feels like
yeah. It's like
daytime. And
it's the day started. It's like
no,
fucking
like in
12.
Scotland, it never feels like daytime. It's always it's so cloudy with these dark clouds. You always think it's late.
True. Or says Mexicans would win.
I don't know. I've never actually drunk with a Mexican. That's funny. I never tried.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever met a Mexican.
Yeah. I've been to
I
Mexico.
guess you guys in the States probably have a lot more contact. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, Americans drink a lot. American culture, drinking culture is very heavy as well. Like college kids, frat boys, like that's definitely something, and I would consider them like American culture, like keg stands and all that. That's very American.
yeah. Well, Trevor, like in the rest of that video, he was going to say that he started to puke blood.
Oh,
and then
glad I stopped
his
it.
friend was like, oh, he phoned his friend and he was like, I need to go to the hospital. I'm like vomiting blood. And the friend was like, no, come over and drink. It's just a wee drink.
Just a wee drink. Just a wee
And
hair
yeah.
of the dog. Hair of the dog. Yeah. I can't lie. I mean, like drinking has brought a lot of fun to my life. However, it has also brought me a lot of pain and sadness and stories like that of sickness.
Yeah, I can never hold my liquor because I'm such a lightweight. So for me, at least like whenever I've gotten to that point, it's been cheap. So I would get to Trevor's point but like within like $10. So that's good.
That's true. Yeah, I think the drunkest I've ever been is in New Orleans. I'm not gonna just you have one drink in New Orleans. That's it. Like there's no night. You don't remember anything. Like at least that's where my experience has been. Like there's like these things called hurricanes or like grenades. They're like, like little souvenir cups. I'm just like, I'm visiting, I'm vacationing, and it's the next morning. I'm like, oh, hello? What happened?
What was in it?
I don't know. Liquor apparently. And then like the whole night's retold, like, oh yeah, we went to this bar and Pat O'Brien's and you were playing the piano. I'm like, what?
Girl, you got spiked. That sounds like you were spiked.
Apparently. I wasn't hungover though. I just woke up like no memories. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're definitely spiked.
Vegas too. Yeah, Vegas is another one. It's a big bachelor.
I was in Portland. And in Seattle, we got really drunk in Seattle, but that's mostly just because I get really drunk so easily.
No
like
matter
for
what.
me, yeah. But yeah, that was an experience.
Interesting. Keya stepped on Bourbon Street and then woke up the next day, literally. Oh, good times. Good times.
Yeah. So, is there any more that you want to show us from that video with Kelly?
No, that was it. She's just wrapping up. She kind of, I think at the end, she may bring up avocado toast again, that she misses it and loves it so much. But feels
It's
that
one
she
of those
can't
cheat
eat
meals
it.
for
Yeah,
her?
apparently. Probably because it's bread. So she's like, I'm no longer eating bread. That's ridiculous. I guess.
Bread is good, though. Bread is good.
Excuse me. Gross. Now I'm burping.
Trevor
I'm
would
drunk.
be proud of you.
I look crying. It's rubbing off on me. Do you want to watch your Jordan Peterson, or is that too depressing to end on? Okay.
I think if because it's so out of this conversation. I don't know if we could.
Yeah.
It's Jordan's advice to Muslims. So.
Oh. Yeah, it's a little separate. I'll change the thumbnail back, I guess.
Oh no, I did it already.
You did it already? Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's fine. I think we can just go by without discussing Jordan's advice to Muslims, because like that also required some reading for us, because we needed to educate ourselves on Jordan.
I hate reading. Just kidding. I like reading.
So does Jordan. Oh my god.
Oh, besties.
He did that video, like that's the only thing I'll say, but he did that video and doesn't understand the history, like he has like a few words that he knows that makes you think that, oh, maybe he's aware, but no, he's
Not
totally
actually.
totally unaware of what exactly is the history there and why he thinks that the conflict in the Middle East is just like Muslims quarreling.
Yeah.
So he thinks it's just a little fight, and they just should stop fighting.
Oh God. I'm embarrassed to say that, and I've actually all the people I used to like, 5 years ago, maybe, I guess 5 years ago now, have become like insane. Like they were controversial at the time when I liked them, but they were like not insane. And then now they're crazy. Like Jordan Peterson, Russell Brand, Joe Rogan. I'm trying to think who else. Those are people I used to like. Rachel Hollis. Yeah. Lord, these are the people who I used to like talk about and like, oh, did you see this video by Joe Rogan? Like, oh my gosh, like look at it. It's so funny. It's good. It's interesting. And now I'm like embarrassed to say that I've said all those things. Like there's people I don't talk to anymore that I want to like go and be like, hey, guess what? I don't actually like those people anymore. So if you're thinking about me, like, retroactively that I'm still this way, I'm not. Like, I just wanted to call you and let you know, like almost like I have to tell people like, you've been infected by my past beliefs. Sorry about that.
I feel ya. I think it's it's inevitable as you grow, in your life. You're gonna have so many versions of you in the past that the other people have met, and they're like, oh, I remember when you were doing this, and you're like, oh, you've lost a few seasons.
Go back and watch my stories from the last 2 years. You've seen the development. You can see it.
Yeah. I would say actually there's like people that have met me, that have been like friends with me, we've been colleagues, whatever. I think that people on YouTube know me like better than those people. Like those people would not
too.
have recognized me now. I used to work for Exxon. I was like in the corporate world.
I
Like
remember.
that. ugh,
Here's my
they would
impression
not
of Cam
recognize
working at
it.
Exxon. You ready?
And no, sorry. You need to have your arms on the things. Like you can move. Like you need to have your arms on the things, and the keyboard needs to be so close to the chair so that you don't move your arm from the chair thingy.
Like T-Rexing it.
Yeah, that's incorrect. Like you would get fired in no time.
Well, that's why, yeah. That's why you got written up. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I definitely got like points off of my record.
I'm going to change things from the inside.
Yeah.
Change the
And
culture.
considering how diplomatic I am, can you imagine how I did it? Like,
I used to work in news, like media, I watch that now. I'm like, oh my God, like how did I do that? What was I thinking? Like, do you watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver?
no.
It's on HBO, but he does, it's like a comedy, but it's news and it's nonfiction. So do you ever watch The Daily Show back in the day with Jon Stewart?
No.
You would love it. It's like comedy, but it's like news mixed together. And anyway, so they always show like there's a segment where they show like local news anchors being cringe, usually talking about like the weather or something. And I've been in those situations where I was never an anchor, I was in college, but not like at an actual station. But I'm like, yeah, that's the culture. It's so cringe. It's so fake. It's like, ugh. Why did I was there thinking like, this is amazing. I'm living the dream. I'm like, now I look back, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but about TV. People in TV think they're really doing something, but the salaries in TV are so bad compared to the rest of the jobs. Like, it's
Awful.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not good. Like, you're gonna be like the most accomplished person on the team, and you're gonna have like an entry salary, like entry level salary or something.
And
It's
you're
like,
gonna work
ugh.
Christmas. Like, no,
Yeah.
overnight. I worked every holiday. So I was like probably 21, 22. I worked every single holiday overnight. So I would, on Christmas Eve, I would get to work at 2 a.m. and then work till like 10. And then because like everyone wants to take off that day, they're like, can you stay late? I'm like, oh my God, just kill me. Like, what is the point of this? I hate this so much. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My ex
times.
once had to come back from this was like Christmas, and this was like a big snow in Scotland, and everyone got snowed in, and of course we had a party. So
That's nice.
we had a snow party. So yeah, so like after a whole night of Scottish drinking, like I explained, like at 6 a.m. he was up and like going for it. His boss called him to come into the office to edit a 30-minute news special that pulled out like footage from other people that were sent in, all about being snowed in. So he had to do drunk
Oh,
to like
no.
edit a half an hour thing in one day.
Good for
Like
him.
it was I don't that
That's
was
tough.
it was so bad. Like the edit was you can imagine.
Here you go. Publish it.
Yeah, you drop them into the timeline. It's like goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least he did it. That's good. Yeah, I don't know. It's really sick and weird. Like when it's like, it's Christmas and you're like in the newsroom and it's like nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden there's like, hey guys, okay, look, okay, a Christmas tree caught on fire. All right, guys, we're in business now. Woo! It just got exciting. Someone head out there, get the footage of this poor family. There's a child with a gift that's crying. Okay, get it on camera. Like, it's sad, but it's true. It's like, that's like what the news is. It's, I don't know.
I
It's a
don't.
weird world.
I did not like that world. I did not like it.
It sucks because journalism and local journalism is so important. It's integral to the fabric of democracy, of knowledge, of anything. But because of the salaries, because of the way that the industry is so toxic, because of all of the issues like with contracts, at least in the United States, like if you work in a local market, you know, you have to sign a non-compete contract and you're making like below minimum wage a lot of times to agree to like a 3-year commitment to not leave to get a better job. And if they do, they can sue you. There's a lot of stuff in local news, at least, and probably national too. But in local news, like it's a horrible industry to be in. And it's such an important thing. And it's like dying because it's I don't know, it's set up to fail. So the people who are getting into it are either very privileged and don't need the money, so they have either a spouse or something, or their family supporting them while they go through the ranks to like rise up. But all those cities that are smaller, where people start out in their careers, they don't get the benefit of like quality journalism. It's not fair. I mean, that's my rant.
Agreed.
Thanks, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal.
Crystal says thank you. Well, we thank you
That's
back.
so sweet.
And for that, I will say, do you ever think about
what happened to dinosaurs?
Do you ever think about that, Crystal?
Whatever happened to those damn dinosaurs?
I don't know. We have to listen to the Rachel Hollis podcast to find out.
I mean, if she could stretch out that story to like a whole series, like I think maybe she could write a book like Mel Robbins. You know,
what happened to dinosaurs? No one really knows. And then 25 stories about like Dave was an asshole. He never loved me, but I knew that the whole time. I was just playing coy.
I feel like Dave needs retribution for the stuff that's happened to him.
I don't know. I go back and forth.
I know, but like, imagine quitting your job that pays 7 figures to go work for Rachel, and Rachel's like, you know what? Actually, divorce.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I would ask for alimony forever.
I think he did. I think that's why she's pissed. I don't know that for sure, but yeah, I don't know. And then sometimes I'm Team Dave. I'm like, you know what? Go off, Dave. You're allowed to be mad. And then I look at him. I'm like, actually, you're such an asshole. I don't know. I can't have you back in any way.
No, I agree. He is an asshole, but I feel like that part was bad. That was
yeah. I think he saw
that
money.
was like actual damage, you know, and
yeah,
that was proper damage in his life.
No, definitely, I agree. I think though, like he probably wanted to go. He didn't like Disney anymore. He was bored. He was too easy for him. So I think it was him leaving more than her wanting him to come. Maybe, I don't know. That's all speculation.
No way. She brainwashed him with that. Like, don't you want more? Aren't you capable of more? Like, you know,
you're right.
Took him to like the
point.
Tony Robbins seminar. Like, you know,
yeah, you're
she
right.
brainwashed him.
You're right.
Oh, okay, we're like starting to talk about these guys again. Like, okay.
I know. There's always more to talk about.
Should we call it? Because we're already 20 minutes past the allotted time.
We did good though. It's not 4 hours.
Z's changed her picture.
I know.
Hold on. What happened to Elizabeth Holmes? Like, what happened to Dinosaur? What happened to Elizabeth Holmes?
To your profile picture. Gone. Deleted.
Yeah. Agreed,
I don't regret
Susie.
anything.
Well, I mean, like, imagine being Rachel Hollis and being such a lovely person that you don't regret anything.
I don't regret anything.
Nothing. You ruined people's lives, Rachel.
Yeah. But also...
But also...
And you know what's the worst thing? I always say but also now. Like, this is part of my vocabulary.
Me too. And I can't not say it in the way that she says it. But also... I'm like, yeah, so... But also... Then I'll be like, but also... yeah, it's not really that good.
Yeah, good question. What happened to your background? What's your background?
Oh, this is a Ecamm Live stock image because it's just me. I didn't have like a background specific for each story, but maybe I'll make like a Kelly Ripa. She was just like on a generic like void, so didn't. Really
I thought this was like from Jenna Kutcher's thing, although it does not look yellow enough to be Jenna Kutcher.
And I have Jenna Kutcher's one here. Hold on, I can add it real quick. Hers is like that wood. Yeah, her orange. Let's see. I have a folder on my desktop. Green screen backgrounds. Let's see. I have 2 for Rachel. Oh, and one. This is my Heidi one. Hold on. Can't really see it.
What is
Heidi's
that?
living room. That's her couch.
Oh, yeah. I see it. I see the couch. I see the couch.
And here's Jenna's. Got that orange.
Is that Jenna's? No way. Really?
Yeah. This is Jenna's.
Oh,
her
okay.
bedroom.
What happened to her filters? She had these filters that like popped all the oranges and made them like even more like ugly.
More orange. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening here. There's Cringe Talk. Here's Rage Talk.
Yeah.
The best.
Rage Talk. Oh God, that's bringing me down. Really. I haven't watched Rage Talk in a long time. I kind of got
not on
over
anymore.
Rachel. Wait, what?
Yeah, she doesn't do it anymore because she's selling tickets to her live Rage Talk Live. So you have to go in person to experience the amazingness that is Rage Talk Live.
Let's go. We should go.
Yeah.
We
If it
should.
happens.
We should.
Ticket sales have not been great.
That's true. Like they canceled Dave's documentary like 1 week before, so I guess anything can be canceled in 1 week. Do you think that if we were to get tickets, that we would get reimbursed if they cancel us?
Maybe. I'm hoping so. I mean, there's like a bunch of options. There different cities. I don't know if she'll cancel the whole thing or just the cities that have not sold, because there's some cities that sold like literally 20 tickets. Like, will she have the event there? I say yes, she will have the event there. Even so.
Nah, she won't. She likes money, doesn't she?
She does like money, but I don't think here's me.
You look exactly like Peterson in the previous one.
Hold on.
Like, just as angry, like...
Behind myself. Oh my god. Why is it so difficult?
Why are you so angry in that picture? Why do you look like you just escaped prison?
Well, now you've been caught that you've not watched my video on Jay Shetty yet. Because that's
I did.
You did? Well, that's the one. That's me.
Okay. I can't. I didn't notice because there isn't like sad lighting and
That's
what was
me.
it, like red lighting, like black
Yeah.
and white lighting?
It made no
Whatever.
sense, but it was fun to spoof because there were so many elements.
I can't believe you think I don't. I watch your videos as they pop up, as I should.
Thank you. I watched yours too. I watched your Jay Shetty video as well. I liked it. I haven't finished the book yet, so now I feel like I have since I watched your video.
Oh yeah, you don't need to read it. Like, don't.
There's nothing extra.
It's literally like nightmare. There's a lot of breathing techniques. Yeah,
That's what I need. I need more breathing techniques.
Yeah, totally
good.
fixed your anxiety, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I know. Prozac wasn't cutting it. I needed to breathe differently.
Yeah,
That's what it was. Zoloft, minimally helpful. Breathing, I mean, technically, on the hierarchy of needs, breathing is higher than Prozac, so...
I mean, Jay does say that in his book, in one of his last pages. He says that you stop breathing when you stop living. It's like, wow, Jay.
Wow. Amazing.
So insightful.
If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not breathing,
you're
you're
not-
dead.
If you're not breathing, you have died. And I was like, thank you so much. Like, I had no
RIP.
idea. I will start now breathing because, yeah.
H2O. No, that's water. I was going to say. Oxygen equals life.
Yeah. Did you know that you if you hold your breath, you might not breathe?
Did you know?
That's true. Imagine. Oh God. Oh, don't cancel us, guys. Like
Don't
we
cancel
we're really trying here.
They're like, the biggest critique I have to say about this creator is that this one piece of baby hair that's on her forehead is driving me insane. She should be canceled on those.
I can already see the
Lyme.
thumbnails. They will turn that into black and white. There will be like the red canceled on their face.
Oh man, so funny. I had just right before I shot this, I had just had lunch with my college friend who was like happened to be in town, and it was like an unscheduled lunch, and we were talking, and I'm like, he's like, how's it going? How's work? I'm like, yeah, like it's very different than what I thought it would be from college. I gotta go home and shoot this thing. It's like me in a jumpsuit, pretending to say I said a poem, pretending to be Jay Shetty. It's hard
Is that
to explain.
how you showed up to the lunch?
No, I had a regular outfit on, but like it was like I was like mentally prepared.
I was just mid skit.
What's new? Are you in trouble? Yeah, mentally yes, but physically no. I'm okay. I just wear this for videos.
That's so funny. Yeah, I can say it. Like for the Jay Shetty video, I did like this whole meditation thing. That was the most ridiculous moment of my life.
I saw it. I liked the background. Like it looked very peaceful. I'm like, wow, that's a nice set. Like it looks like you could record some meditation videos.
Oh yeah. I was replicating the jungles of India, where Jay was a monk.
Mumbai, allegedly. But if you also read his stuff, it says he was a monk in Mumbai, but also throughout London or throughout England and the UK and Scotland. I don't know the difference.
And he also traveled with the monks all over
they traveled.
Europe.
So like, where was he staying? Hostels? Like where? Like I don't think he
Apparently,
was in Mumbai the whole
like
time.
one time, like this, I don't know if this is part of the traveling, maybe not, but this one time they were sent into this town or this village, and they had no money and nowhere to sleep, and they had to get by. That was the challenge. So they had to start like going to people and be like, "Can I help you with this thing?" And you'll give me food, like, things like that. So
Interesting. Those are always kind of cool. I think those types of challenges.
Yeah, but like, do you not pay tuition fees to be a monk?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you not get like a bed or like part of the floor? That you are
I don't
meant to
know what the
meditate on?
agreements are. There must be some monetary.
Of course, like
right?
there has to be some tuition fees.
Yeah, they build all these buildings and projects. There has to be something.
Yeah.
Off topic of Jay Shetty, but on topic of self-help people. When we were talking about Tom Bilyeu the other day, the theory that he got help from Lisa's dad to start the business. I'm starting to like ruminate on that more, and I'm like, there might be something to that. I don't know, like some sort of, because I'm still misunderstanding how these two random bodybuilders came across Tom and just said like, let's do this. Like I'm missing that element.
Weren't they the ones working with him when he had that copyright job?
Yes, at the tech company. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Awareness
how did they meet
tech.
the first time? That's what I'm missing. He said they walked into his film class, but why? Why would they be there?
Oh, is that how? I thought he just went for an interview. I
No,
thought they had a job going, and he.
I don't think so. Thank you, Z.
Thank you, Z. Wait, there's a message.
It says, you guys make me slither. Thank you. I got to soundbite some Mel Robbins quotes. Just slither out of bed. That's a good one. But in the meantime, we think that Z is
The best, goodest, good girl you ever met in your life.
Thank you.
Sorry for the grammar, Z.
Those are real words. In my life, in my thing. Let me just play this one just for fun. I like to play it every time.
Oh, I love that sound.
I can't believe you did this.
Oh, I cut it already. I haven't uploaded it, but he did another one recently. But I don't even have to change it or like manipulate it. He's literally, someone asked him Dave Hollis I'm talking about. Someone asked Dave Hollis, why do I think you have stinky breath? You sound like a guy, or you look like a guy who has stinky breath. And he says, my breath is like a stinky diaper mixed with a garbage dump or something. I'm like, that's a perfect soundbite. I can't not cut that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely cut that.
Where did he say this? In the podcast?
No, on Instagram. He was answering questions.
What happened to sorry friends? I'm off social
he's back.
media. Like
He's back, baby. He is back, full on back, recording his children constantly, becoming dad of the year. Like, you know.
Yeah, but hold on a second. I've made 2 videos with Dave is back. I can't make a 3rd video with the same thumbnail.
Back again.
Dave is back. No, I think the second one was called Dave Hollis is back again. So what do I do now? Like, I'm out of like.
Dave Hollis back in full force again. ... For the last time? Question mark. I don't know. No, his book comes out. His children's book comes out in November. So his PR campaign to make himself look like an amazing single father is in full swing.
You know, I have to say, I'm somewhat like the book cover does not look like Noah is a girl with some color in her skin, and that book cover looks like she's been whitewashed. So that I don't appreciate. But other than that, I do kind of want a little something good to happen to him. I feel so sad for Dave.
No, I guess because I've been watching him lately. Like I was feeling that way probably like a month or 2 ago. And then I started watching his Instagram again. I was like, God, I cannot stand him. I don't want anything. I don't care about his life at all. I mean, I care about his life as a human being, but I don't care about him making it or being vindicated or anything. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, that might be, you're right. Maybe I haven't been watching him because, yeah, you get sick of Dave quite quickly.
When he was quiet, I was like, maybe I should rethink my position. And then now I'm like, no, I was right. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
This is a request.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's giving me life.
Oh,
I love
Dave.
that his sound was like broken by that song in the background. Damn it. Okay. Well,
All right.
thank you guys for
Nice
being
chatting.
here.
Yeah,
This has
thank
been
you.
fun.
It has been fun.
Let us
It's been
know
real.
how you're enjoying this format with like reactions and stuff like that. Because this is our second time, so we haven't perfected the style quite yet.
Mhm.
But we're trying to get there.
So far, so good. I like it.
So far it's good, yeah. I'm
I'm
enjoying
less
it.
stressed during the week, I must say. I'm much
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
I found a couple cool vids, some good.
But you're saying you don't like to do a full background check with someone before live?
My God. I'm like, okay, where were they born? I need to know where are their parents from? What were their occupations? I need to not get
doing
this
that.
wrong.
I was doing all of that. And then we would get like, oh, I don't want to talk views anymore because I'm so sad currently with my views. But,
Yeah, it's a
It
tough
is
world
what
out
it
there, man.
is.
It's hard,
Yeah.
but I had like a breakdown yesterday. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Am I spending too much time? And then I felt better. As soon as I got off my chest, I was like, I feel better. All right, back to work. Sometimes you
Yeah,
just need to
I
let it
think-
out, you know?
You do. You literally do. Like, because that's the only thing that actually works. Forget about the breathing.
Yeah,
Don't
just
start
vent.
breathing.
By breathing, they
Just-
mean
yeah.
vent your anger out loud. Yeah, it's tough, but I'm glad everyone's supporting us along the way because it's helpful. It's helpful to get comments. It's helpful to know people like it. So that's what
Yeah.
keeps us going.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
I've had like a moment recently where because I posted something about Andrew Tate, and of course I got like flooded with all the 15-year-olds like on TikTok, like even on YouTube fewer, but still quite a lot compared to my regular content. And they were saying the worst possible things, and I can't stop myself. So I start getting into these like awful arguments with them. It's
no.
like, yeah, how low can you go? I can go lower.
I'm the lowest you've ever seen, baby. I'm below deck.
But then after a while of fighting like that, I was like, okay, this is getting stressful.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated the nice comments.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I agree with Laura as well. Just, if that happens again, just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, anxiety is done. fighting is
Slither
done.
out of
Slither away
depression.
and slither to the count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anxiety is done. Slither to the bathroom. High five yourself. Your day is set.
Yeah. Slither out of depression in 5, 4.
Slither
3.
from Start your day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slither away from depression. The Mel Robbins story. A biography, uncensored.
Mel always has the answers, but somehow always has like I've had like
More
literally
problems.
did this recently. Did I send you that? Or I think. Thank you, Mai.
Thank you, Mai.
I
Is
never
this time
know
on
if we-
Thursdays a permanent thing? Yes, 12 Eastern Standard Time is on
Thursdays.
Thursdays, permanent, mostly, unless we change
Unless-
it. But no, that's the consistent time, and then we'll alert everyone if it changes.
Yes, sometimes like if we can make it, but it's never been more than a week so far. If we can make it, we will let people know in the community section or on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram because that's where we spew all this stuff.
This is where we indoctrinate everyone slowly over time.
That's where it's much easier on stories because they disappear in 24 hours. So if they want to sue us, it's harder once the story has disappeared.
Yeah.
So I can say all the things.
Like to keep things fresh over there. Yeah, here's Camelia's. That's hers. And you hit your 1,000. That's awesome. That was your goal.
Yay! Woo!
Hold on.
Yes.
Make
What
the applause.
happens at 1,000?
Nothing.
Thank you. Yes.
Now your goal is
I
2,000.
want to thank my mother.
Good job. Everyone follow.
Romanian time is 7 p.m. Are you in Romania? No name. Interesting.
I think so.
Didn't know that.
I know we have at least one Romanian follower, and maybe it's no name.
How do you know that?
I just know because they always comment like, "I'm in Romania too."
Oh, okay. I need to read the comments.
Yeah,
So
Camellia,
that's
come on.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's mine. Here, hold on. This, if you haven't, should I play the end?
Yes, please,
Okay.
please. This is
will be our
hilarious.
last segment. This is my end of the video, my Jay Shetty deep dive. If you haven't seen it, this is the final act of it. To wrap this video up, I thought it was time to make a little viral video of my own to teach you all about the perils of following gurus. It's called Before Listening to Jay Shetty, Watch This. Should people watch Jay Shetty?
I'm sick of rich people in mansions telling us how to be grateful, while gurus label every emotion other than happy as hateful. Life isn't something you can be certified in, and it's not a game you're supposed to win.
So good,
It's
that
hard
red.
to take a monk seriously when you hang out with a Kardashian and wear Adidas tracksuits that you're trying to look flashy in. It must be hard knowing that you have to steal someone's quote because that means nothing interesting is coming out of your throat. You may think all my criticism is petty, but I'd rather be me any day than be Jay Shetty.
That was the best thing ever.
Okay, so to wrap, thank you. I felt it felt right. It felt right, as Dave Hollis would say. It felt right.
It felt
All right.
right. It was right.
It was right. Felt right. Was right. If you don't like it,
Unfollow me.
that's my story. All right, everybody.
All right.
It's been real.
Thank you guys for being here. This has been great. This
Yes,
has been
Tara says
fantastic.
goodbye. She's like, all right, it's time for lunch.
Hi, Tara.
Say hi.
Okay, we're off in 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. My anxiety is cured.
My anxiety is